I am going to turn the program over to David Scriven, who I introduced you to earlier. David is going to speak to us, and we will continue through the evening. We've got lots of fun things to do, so on with the show.
Well, that's a tough act to follow, I can tell you that. I want to thank you all for inviting Janice and I to celebrate this 90th anniversary with you. It's a pleasure to come to Loveland and see many old friends, and it's just I can tell you that one of the greatest joys, and there are many of being district governor, is to be able to come out to the clubs and to see all the Rotarians and see all the great things that they do. And we get to continue this on this week. We're going to the Scotts Bluff Club on Saturday, where they celebrate their 90th anniversary as well. And so it's just a pleasure. And thank you so much for allowing us to share this opportunity with you. So your club was founded in 1920. I'll tell you, Dick read my speech. So what was life like in 1920? Well, the skilled workers made about $29 a week. But that was okay, because as Dick said, they had passed the 18th Amendment to the Constitution, which outlawed the sale and consumption of alcoholic beverages. So what they need the money for anyway? Women were allowed to vote, as Dick had said, in the 19th Amendment. Congress was busy then, like they are now, passing a few good laws and a few bad laws. I'm just kind of hoping that this last one doesn't last as long as Prohibition did. But I digress. The world population in 1920 was about 1.8 billion, and the population of the U.S. was a little over 100 million. The car of choice was the Model T, which just cost a little over $200. And Rotary was celebrating its 15th year. By then, they had established over 1,000 clubs worldwide, which then was the U.S. and Canada. I don't think by 1920 they'd gone much farther than that, but by then they had already established about 1,000 clubs. And the Rotary Club of Greeley, Colorado was sitting around one day, and shoot, they couldn't drink, so they said, why don't we go over to Loveland and talk to those guys? And they couldn't drink at the bar and watch the Broncos on TV, so maybe they'd like to do a service project. And so thus the Rotary Club of Loveland was formed. And Loveland was ripe for a Rotary Club. The town was about 7,000 people, mostly a farming economy filled with honest, good-working men that had a heart for service. There were about 200 kids in the public, 2,600 kids in the public schools back then. And the Rialto Theater had opened that year. Does every city have a Rialto movie theater? I know ours was the place to go in high school if you had a date, because they had a balcony. So look what's happened over the ensuing 90 years. Loveland has grown to over 65,000 people. The economy has diversified, and a big part of that growth and development is because of the Loveland Rotary Club. The Loveland, Colorado that we see today would not be that city had it not been for the Loveland Rotary Club. Do you know how difficult it is for an organization or for a company to last 90 years? How many of you have bought shoes at the Bateman Dobin shoe store? How many filled your last prescription at Walton Drugs? Have any of you bought a fly rod at the Davis Sporting Goods store? All businesses in Loveland in 1920. Some of you may remember the Daniels and Fisher store in Denver, which later merged with the May Company and became May D&F. I remember they had great Monte Carlo sandwiches at May D&F, which later acquired the Denver Dry Goods Company. And I'll never forget the clam chowder in the tea room. And some of you may have had lunch in the tea room at the Denver Dry Goods store. And now the only thing that remains of all of that is the historic D&F Tower in downtown Denver. But the Loveland Rotary Club has flourished in those 90 years. It has grown to become one of the most outstanding clubs in our district, and probably in the 10 zone region the 10 district zone that we participate in. All the work that you've done, all the projects that you've done, and the growth that you've seen over that time has been outstanding. So not only have you flourished to that first 90 years, you're already planning your 100th anniversary. And I hope that you invite me to that 100th anniversary party. I know that you won't invite me to be a speaker, because I will have gone from the position of being a DG to a PDG. And you all know what a PDG is. That stands for prestige done gone. But nonetheless, I will be happy to come and celebrate that with you as well. Congratulations to all of you that made this evening possible. And all I can say to you is continue the good work. So thank you very much.